Our main story tonight involves a common saying: you do the crime, you do the time.
But when people are released from prison, it marks the start of new hardships impacting local families and communities.
And new tonight, I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern digs into a Florida law many don't even know about. It's called pay to stay, charging inmates like Shelby Hoffman for their prison sentence, even if they're released early and regardless of their ability to pay.
I work 12-hour shifts, so they're 7 to 7.
Hoffman is part of TGH Crystal River's clinical staff.
The healthcare field has always been, of great interest to me.
She's worked to get to where she's at, but once more, she's on track to earn her bachelor's degree this year.
My desirable goal is to work in case management. As somebody who is in recovery, doing case management is my way of being a part of the solution. And now, where I'm at today, I am truly being stopped by one single barrier, and it is a $.
Wow. Welcome back to What TV. Thank you for tapping in with your boy Ace. Hit that subscribe button. We gonna get into this story, and you gotta stay with us to the end, because I'm gonna bring to y'all some corruption, man. Because I'm telling you, the prison system is all about the dollar, and we're gonna see the corruption. And let me know your thoughts, because this young lady, she owes over 100 grand. Imagine getting out of jail, you serve a couple months, but they're telling you you owe a bill for 7 years. And you got to be careful in where you do your crimes, because not only does the saying go, you do the crime, you do the time, but now if you do the crime, you might pay. Tap in, tap in, tap in. Let us know your thoughts and stay to the end. Trust me, you're going to see the corruption.
The state of Florida had what is called an exemption from disqualification, and they told me that you are not eligible because you owe over $127,000 for an incarceration fee from the state of Florida.
What was your reaction?
I cried. I was hysterically crying. I literally felt like my entire past just punched me in the face. When I was 13, my parents split up, so it caused a lot of dysfunction, a lot of misdirection in the household. So I found a boyfriend that unfortunately got me hooked on opiates, snorting them, smoking them, and then eventually I started shooting them.
And this was all while you were a teenager?
Yes.
After turning 18, Hoffman was charged with a third-degree felony.
I had pawned something that, was stolen.
Then a burglary charge.
Both of those charges are drug-influenced. Ever since, 10 years ago, I've never caught another charge. I told him, I said, listen, Your Honor, you keep putting me on the streets, I'm going to die. I need help.
Hoffman was sentenced to the Phoenix house for a year, but did not complete the program.
The director kicked me out.
Because of that, the judge sentenced Hoffman to 7 years in prison. She served 10 months, the judge allowing her to participate in a youth offender boot camp.
I had paid everything off. I petitioned the courts to get off of probation. He clapped for me and said, you above anybody deserve this. Congratulations, Ms. Hoffman. I've taken pictures with him, given him a hug, and he wrote me a handwritten Christmas card telling me he knew I could do it. I finally felt like, the book was closed. Your redemption is complete.
Within 3 years, when applying for that exemption to work in case management, her dream job, Hoffman found out that she, like thousands of others, still owes the state $50 a day for the 7 years of her original sentence.
What? Listen, imagine owing $50 a day, okay? That's over $1,500 a month. That's rent right there. While they send you out into the real world, you got to pay your rent in the real world. They're telling you that they owe you. Let me know your thoughts. Because we're going to see the corruption. It's still going on. This is in Florida, and we're going to take you on a ride over to Indiana. But let's finish this story.
$127,750.
You charged me for a cell that I didn't occupy? I felt so tricked and so fooled. There is no ladder with them that will ever truly allow you to be a second chance anything. There isn't. And they make sure of it.
Hoffman's grandmother, Linda, helped pay off what she said was thousands of dollars in other fines and fees.
We thought everything was taken care of. I must not understand it right. I've probably got this wrong. But no, I didn't.
Hoffman hired an attorney in an attempt to modify her incarceration costs to the 10 months she served. The judge denied the motion, pointing to state law. A court may not modify a legal sentence imposed by it more than 60 days after the imposition. And incarceration costs are based upon the length of the sentence imposed by the court at the time of sentencing.
You are imposing something that I can't pay off in a lifetime. So I'm stuck.
How is this possible?
We think it's unconstitutional.
Lisa Foster, co-executive director of the Fines and Fees Justice Center based in Washington, D.C.,
Florida charges a lot of fines and fees
says it violates the excessive fines clause.
because it's not proportionate either to the underlying offense or to a person's financial circumstances. In Shelby's case, what happens is she's saddled with over $120,000 of debt to the state of Florida.
Wow. Listen, Ronnie, yes, DeSantis, I'm talking to you. You know I got your back, but this got to change, man. This got to change. You got to do something about this. We can't have people owing debt after they in a free world. What's wrong with you, man? All them bills you doing, get this done, man. Unravel this because, trust me, this is a problem. Citizens can't be getting out. We see migrants coming in, beating on police. They get out the next day. They don't owe a thing. And we're going to have citizens stuck in this situation. Come on, get that right. Let's head over to Indiana because we're going to see the corruption that's going down. Let me know your thoughts. We got to be careful on who we put into position, who we put into power. Okay, that's why I'm calling on Ron DeSantis in Florida to get this right and roll this back. But let's head into Indiana and let me know your thoughts, man. This is wild corruption.
At this county jail at a time, and now room and board will come with a cost.
It's a deterrent to be here at the facility.
That's Sheriff Rich Kelly's goal with a new ordinance, an idea he proposed to county commissioners. With their approval, his office can now charge inmates found guilty of a felony or misdemeanor. So to stay here, you could pay as much as $30 a day. He says this is supported by state statute.
Because I don't make those decisions. They make the decisions for themselves.
Look at the smile that he just had on his face. We're going to show you that this guy is corrupt as all hell, man. This guy got a smile on his face because he know he's going to run to the bank on these bills. So we got to watch who we put in position of power.
For themselves.
He believes taxpayers in Clinton County contribute roughly $4 million to his office every year. A lot of that money goes to maintenance and food.
Taking care of this facility has been on the backs of the taxpayers.
He hopes this changes that and places the burden on the criminals.
If it deterred one person from making a bad decision, then it's worth it to me.
The per diem will start after the first 72 hours. That means a person could fork up $10,860 to stay here for 1 year. A study by the Brennan Center for Justice, a law and policy institute, says at least a few localities in almost every state allow pay-to-stay fees on prisoners. It found these fees are difficult for poor inmates and can make successful reentry into society near impossible for some.
As far as them incurring debt, that's a responsibility that every adult has. We all incur debt.
So you feel like that's more of their problem rather than the county's problem?
Look at his smile, and we're gonna. This guy needs to be thrown under the jail because we're gonna see what happened to him not too shortly after he tried to push this bill into place. And this is why we say we need to watch who we put into position of power. Look at his smile on his face as he's running to the bank.
It's more of their problem rather than the county's problem.
Absolutely.
He says most of their sentences are much shorter, and only people more than 100% above the federal poverty level will be charged.
I owe them the responsibility to find a fiscal answer to some of these issues that we're facing here at the jail.
Another price for committing a crime. He hopes it makes someone think twice before breaking the law.
There's one deterrent. That one deterrent was I'm not going back to jail. I can't afford it.
For Fox 59 News, I'm Kelly Rinke.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you found a fiscal problem, right? The fiscal problem was you, because the money led right back into your pockets. Because right after, shortly, he tried to push this bill into place. Let's see what happens to state funds and him.
Government officials hope that a recent court ruling puts to rest a 15-month legal battle with Sheriff Rich Kelly.
As News 18's Joe Paul reports, a cloud of felony charges still hangs over the sheriff and his wife, Ashley Kelly.
State investigators say Sheriff Rich Kelly and
Look at him. Yeah. Walking into the same place that he's judging those people on making bank.
his wife, Ashley Kelly, formed a private corporation, hired themselves to manage the jail's commissary fund, and collected about $200,000 in profits over 2 years.
We wanted clarity that each elected official do the job that they were elected to do.
Jordan Brewer and other Clinton County commissioners and councilors are in a legal battle with Kelly over the issue. But a recent decision could put to rest the lingering pieces of the case.
The sheriff contested that he had the ability to sign an agreement with a commissary manager without any county involvement. And the judge ruled that was incorrect, that essentially the county executive signs contracts and does business for the county, and this is no different.
Kelly won the Republican primary and is unopposed in the November general election. Meanwhile, felony charges of conflict of interest and official misconduct hang over the county's top police officer and his wife, who continues to work as a jail matron.
Now we need to put aside all of our differences. What could happen in the future doesn't matter. We have to work in the confines of who is an elected official at this time, and we have to find a way to make Clinton County a better place for all of us.
You see that, right? So this guy tried to put $30 a day in place, right? And he's also trying to make money on the back end by controlling the commissary. Man, oh man, I'm telling you, you got to watch these people that we put into place, especially over the prisons, man. They all corrupt, especially at these private prisons. So let me know your thoughts. How do y'all feel about this lady owing $100K? Should this just be washed away? Because we got migrants violating police, violating citizens all day, every day. They get released with no fines, man. No fines. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. We are back. Tap in, tap in, tap in. We appreciate you.